Two douchebags on a couch. One's an asshole, one's a grouch. And relentless, oh, their mouths. Jim and Eddie. Talk shit. Jim and Eddie. Talk shit. Jim and Eddie. Talk shit. Jim and Eddie. Talk
Hello and welcome to Jim and Eddie Talking Shit. This is me, Jim Eddie, of course, with my good friend Eddie Ift. We're here joined by Jason, as we always are, the man that brought us the theme song and little less to our lives. We're here with Brian McCarthy, a regular on the show. We're no longer a guest, but a friend of the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Eddie. Happy birthday, by the way.
Well, yes, this is actually, because we've recorded a lot of them, this has gone out way past my birthday.
I beg your pardon.
But today was my birthday outing, and we went go-karting again. And I chose to go go-karting because I wanted to win a trophy, like Eddie's trophy that sits up there on the mantle.
From the last time.
From the last time, 2 years ago on my birthday, we went go-karting, and I didn't win a trophy.
And we went go-karting, a bunch of comedians. Paul Provenza was there, Glenn Wool was there, Jim's agent came, her husband. We all went go-karting, and Jim, we all just went for fun, and we didn't know that Jim went for competition.
I took it very seriously.
We didn't know that till we got off the track the first time, and Jim showed everybody his scores compared to our scores, because they give you a printed out sheet of like a graph of like how you did, and he's going, look, I beat all of you. I beat every single, look how many seconds I beat you by.
Jim brought his own highlighter.
Yeah. And well, he had like gloves and racing shoes and a helmet. And
he's a demon on wheels.
I did do a very good
Go
lap.
speed racer. Yeah.
Well, I would have won a trophy this time.
Well, wait, let me finish. So last time he was very angry because
you ran me off the track.
In the final lap, I ran him off the track, and Glenn Wool came in second. I came in third, and
You did not run me off the track in the final lap. You ran me off the track from pole position, just veered into me. You ran me off before I even had a lap. So I smashed underneath the tyres. Everyone went past me. Then the rest of the race, I was depressed because I was never.
And since that day, I have kept my third place trophy on the mantle where it will stay until I replace it with hopefully a better trophy, which happened today.
Well, listen, in the puppy eat puppy world of go-kart racing, I mean, what do you expect is going to happen? I mean, it's really.
Brian, I've never won a trophy for anything,
right?
Ever.
You came in fourth today.
My trophy collection is.
They don't have trophies for masturbation.
I actually came in fifth, but my car broke down in the last two laps and lost all power.
They're electric cars too.
Yeah, but mine ran out of battery.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, they say
I would have guaranteed a third. Then Lilith, who's in with us, who is
filling in for the Lindsay position.
You might have noticed that Lindsay is no longer with us. It was horrible.
She died.
Fell asleep. One of her breasts suffocated her.
They buried her in a piano case.
Her vagina opened up and swallowed her.
Oh, God, right?
She turned herself inside out. She looked like a redback spider. So that's what happened to her. Now, if you don't know who Lilith is, we've mentioned. No.
Yeah, Lilith's been mentioned many times.
She's been mentioned. Do you listen to the? Pass my friend. Do you listen to the show?
I've listened to a couple.
Have you listened to a show where you've been mentioned?
Was I mentioned in that show?
You would know.
I think I was. Yeah, I did.
Yes.
That was a while ago. That was
Yes.
a few weeks ago.
Lilith is going to be tweeted by Brian.
There has been more. Lilith was the girl that that Jason thought he was on a date with, but it turned out she was using him as a science project.
Lilith is really beautiful. You're really stunningly attractive, especially for I don't take it the wrong way, but for someone who does not have pure European descent, you're actually quite attractive.
No, what are you? You Armenian or something?
I'm Armenian, yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, so what does that knock her down, Brian? How many points?
That's honestly, Mexican is better marginally. I'm just saying, but if there was an exit on the road to Caucasianville, you're 9 before the outlet malls. You know what I mean? So
waxing must take you days.
Oh God.
Waxing.
They're
not hairy.
They're a hairy bunch.
You're not hairy.
No,
take the top off so we can see under the armpits, so we can tell.
See armpits.
She's beautiful olive skin, and look at that.
Oh yeah, look at that.
What do you do down there? Wax or shave?
Shave.
Shave, yeah. That
You shave it once a day? How's that all?
right now, Jason is steaming already. See, Jason.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Jason's like, I've got a Mach 3.
It vibrates.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she shaves him with Jason's teeth.
Only thing is, you don't have a battery for it.
Jason gnaws the hair off like
Right.
like the lawnmower from the Flintstones.
I just want to floss with your nipple hair.
I just want to note that Jason is drinking now for the 4th day straight.
And you got stoned before this,
And
didn't
you
you?
got stoned. And you're wearing a Jim Jeffries t-shirt. And you took go-karting so seriously that you worked out a deal that you could go back free next time.
And for Jim, I got him a free ride too.
Because Jason's battery also ran out.
Yep.
Wasn't it weird that the two fattest guys on the track's batteries ran out?
That's probably why
before
Brian
ours?
quit after the qualifier round.
Yeah, I said I'm too corpulent to win any of these matches.
Now, why did you quit?
I didn't. It's not that I quit. I went around. I did the first lap. And I honestly thought it was the thing. It was $60 a person. I thought we went around once, and I thought we were done. And I was like, that was pretty expensive. But I didn't want to say anything, so I just got up. And by the time I took my helmet off, and the helmet, they make you wear a helmet and like a big head condom, and I just felt claustrophobic. I have a huge fucking head. Like when I buy,
You do have a massive
I can't
head.
buy like that baseball hat you're wearing. I can't buy baseball hats. I can't wear them. Like I look like Eric Stoltz from Mask. Like I
You
can't.
look like, have you ever seen the person that got the face transplant?
Yeah, I look like the French woman who started smoking again. Yeah, no, exactly right. No, I mean, it's fine. But anyway, I mean, it was fun. But A, I could tell I was clearly not going to win. So if I can't win, I don't want to do it. And 2, the helmet thing. And 3, I thought we were done. So I felt like a dick when you came outside and you're like, we're revving up again. And I was on the phone with somebody and I was just like, hey, you know what? I'll just hang out and talk to your friend's Irish girlfriend. I give them, by the way, 3 weeks. But that's all right.
So by the time this airs, they will not be together.
I don't. Yeah, if they're registered at anywhere, it should be registered at like a packing company for separate packing of materials.
You know, that did cross my mind when I saw Matt getting into his cart, and I was like, that guy.
Yeah, Matt Kirshen went with
He probably
us
weighs
today.
like 125. Like I'm like, I can't catch him. Like I'm lumping my body into my cart. There's no way.
You were
He's like
really
a-
aggressive.
He's like a jockey. That guy.
I was into it.
You were the only guy that when we all took our helmets off was sweaty.
Yeah, you were out of breath steering a car.
I was excited.
Now, Lilith, pass the microphone over.
Yeah.
What did you think it was a date when you went out with Jason for the first time?
No.
No. And why did you? Why wouldn't you? Would you go out on a date with him?
For the people that are listening, when they came back from the date, this is the date where Jason told us, I said, how did the date go? And he goes, by the way, I don't have fetal alcohol syndrome.
This is the incident. We've mentioned this a couple of times, so everyone would know who Lilith.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, what would you?
I properly diagnosed him.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what did you say he had?
Asperger's.
Asperger's.
He's had some cheeseburgers, that's for sure.
On a nice
I like
day.
what you did there.
Thank you.
Lilith, let me ask you a question. What are you exactly? What's your background?
My education, I have a master's in clinical psychology, so I'm a therapist.
So you are a therapist, but could you go down the line and try to figure out? I mean, we're all on the scale somewhere, aren't we? We're on the spectrum of some autism or some kind of.
Molested.
I was never molested. We're not sure of it. I could have the worst kind that you black out.
Yeah, right.
But
Repressed memories.
yeah. So
Uncle's cum rag in your mouth and you wake up underneath the swing set.
Do you avoid eating white things?
Yes, I do.
Right.
You've been molested.
Is that true? Did Jason
No. Tell us all of our medical problems. Be
down.
honest.
You've listened to the show. What's Jim's problems? And you've seen Jim's show.
You've come and seen me live
seen
a
my
couple of
show,
times.
right?
Yeah.
We've spent time together. We've
Yes.
talked. So what
would you
issues
say?
have I got?
I haven't really analyzed you that way, but must I?
Yes, you must.
I don't know. Actually, I can't think of it. I mean, I know you've said you're bipolar on stage.
Yes.
I don't see that. I mean, I haven't seen a manic episode. But maybe
No.
are you? I don't know.
No, to be manic, don't you have to be high energy?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no.
Oh,
manic.
fuck you!
That was
Maybe
Brian.
Brian.
That was Brian. But with Jim, no manic.
Yeah, I don't-
today he
I
said
don't
on the
see
way
that.
home, I said, we're going to podcast. And he goes, I worked out today and I drove go-karts and I ate steak. There's no way I can do a podcast. That's the most I've ever done in my whole life.
It was a busy day. But so I suffer from depression. I think I've been quite open about this.
Have you been diagnosed with depression?
Yes, yeah, I'm on antidepressants and all that.
But won't they diagnose anyone? And if you say, I'm sad, they'll go, here's some pills.
I think there's some
No,
psychiatrists that are
I've got depression.
yeah pill pushers.
Yeah,
But
over the course of my life, I won't argue.
how long
with
have you been feeling depressed?
Every time you come over, is normally a big scene.
Every time he sees Jason's
Because-
dog,
Every time
Duke.
Do you want to know why? Because I know I can have you, but it would upset Jason, and that makes me upset.
It's totally true.
Wow.
Now,
And you're also a narcissist.
Oh, well, listen. No, but you got to understand.
That's your personality
Jason
disorder.
puts a mark. Jason puts a mark on a lot of girls in the neighborhood that they're his girls. And then,
God.
And then no one else is allowed to.
Take the mic.
Go ahead, Jason.
Like a physical mark?
You don't
Like,
put
what
a
do you-
physical
Probably,
mark.
if
You
you could, you would.
say every girl you meet, you're like, oh no, I've been going after her for years, so you know I
Nah.
can't be
She's
doing
off
that.
limits.
Take
No.
a little bit of failure
Is
spray.
Lilith off limits?
No.
Okay.
Well, you know, once she diagnoses you, like, you can't have sex with her. It violates some kind of oath or something.
Well, maybe she just
Not
doesn't
really.
want to sleep with someone with Asperger's.
I think she knows I need cheering up.
I think she was to violate Jason's hippopotamus oath.
A hippopotamus.
Okay, so Lilith. So Jim, but you've heard his comedy. He's very
Yeah.
violent and aggressive towards women.
Yes.
Would you say he has some
Misogynistic, maybe a
issues?
little.
Yeah. Does he have
Yeah.
issues with women?
Probably.
But
yes.
you like my comedy. You've
I
said
do.
so.
I
Yeah.
do.
What
I
could be
enjoy it a
what,
lot. I'm
what-
pretty cynical myself, and
What could be the cause of his aggression towards women? He likes to choke them when he has sex with them.
I
there's
don't-
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Lily. Thank you. When was the last time you had sex?
Within the last month.
Within the last month.
And if I could go on record, I'm not to interrupt, I'm sorry, but I think you are probably spectacular in bed. You look like a giver, and you're a therapist. That means you're really fucked up yourself. So I think a lot of weird shit's probably on the table just out of the get go.
Like what? What do you think would happen?
I just think, well, I mean, I don't know. I hate to. I feel like everyone always shits on Jason. I mean, for good reason, but I don't want to do that. But I think if you could, now that you've gotten the clearance, I think if you and Jim went out or had a couple drinks or whatever, I think you would be offering probably your asshole to him pretty easily.
Yeah, but if you went with Eddie would do it and then tell you that he loves you and then just not call you.
Eddie thinks
Story of my life.
Eddie thinks he's a nice guy. That's
No,
the
but
greatest
I've slept with a couple of Armenian birds in my day, and the ass is on offer
Yep.
for the most part.
It is.
And
Well, that's
people-
the way to protect the virginity.
Yes.
Of the vagina.
Are you?
Yes.
Are you Islamic?
I wasn't one of those.
Did you? You're not Islamic, are you?
No, we're Christian.
They're
but
very-
I'm
Armenia's
not.
Christian.
They're the second country to be called
First.
first Christian country, like 460
At
something.
301 AD.
Yeah, but I thought that was an Islamic
Real.
thing to offer up the asshole. So-
No,
No,
no, no,
it's
no,
just
no,
a
no. It's Catholic
secretive,
Catholicism.
manipulative.
Islamic is the assholes of young boys.
That's why they call it Greek style, because the Greek girls are heavy Catholics and all that type of stuff. So they offer the. And do you do that?
Not on a regular basis.
But you have done it.
Maybe.
Good for you. Good for you. Good for
Nothing wrong
you.
with that.
All right.
Nice, with all that big hairy Armenian asshole.
Big sweat. Look like a balding guy with dreadlocks.
I just looked over at Jason.
I'd be
and I've never seen this before, but I have a feeling that's what he looks like when he comes.
Picturing that asshole.
Yeah,
Should we check
I
the
reckon.
shorts?
I reckon if I speak to you sexually enough, I can give you an erection. I reckon
on,
I
let's
can.
try it, let's try
Jim Norton does it to this retarded bloke called Bobo on Opie and Anthony, but he's actually retarded.
Then I don't want to do that.
Back to your asshole. If you ever go to the Bahamas, do you have it braided like Bo Derek's hair in 10? She's too young to even get the fucking stupid
you keep
reference.
I
throwing
see
out
Bo
these
Derek running in
references.
Malibu sometimes.
So this guy a month ago, who was he? What's his deal?
What's his deal?
Yeah.
I don't know. He asked me out. We were kind of sort of dating, and then we're not.
How long did you?
You
go
know,
out before you
okay,
had sex with him?
this brings me on to something that I want to bring up. Okay, now, whenever I went out with a girl on a few dates and I didn't shag her a long time ago, and she goes, "Oh, what's been happening is every time I go out with a guy, they really like me, and then as soon as I give them what they want, like as soon as they have sex with me, they stop calling me." Now, this is a myth that women have that if you have sex with them, you stop calling. No, if she was giving them what they wanted,
Exactly.
they would be back again and again and again and again and again. But if you wait 5 dates, whatever, then you fuck them and it's boring, you're like, I put all that time into fucking
no.
that.
I don't think that was it.
I don't want to turn into men are from Mars, women are from Venus, or whatever the
Or
fuck
Uranus.
that shit is. Yeah.
Thank you.
But women always go, I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna hold off, and the guy will just keep trying and trying and trying till he eventually gets to fuck you, and that's when he decides right there. So you might as well just fuck him the first day.
Yeah, I don't want a girl who doesn't want to fuck me on the first or second date. I don't want to even know you, because if you're not as into me as I'm into you, then I'm not fucking interested. Anyone who can resist this body for 5 or 6 dates can fuck off.
Yeah, unbelievable. I can't believe there are people in this universe that could resist that.
The thing is like, then it gets resentful. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I had this thing, like, I'm married, and I've been married for, I don't know, fucking 7 years.
Happily for 2.
Exactly, right. It's, right, she's assassinated my sexual identity, but that's all
Had
right.
the
No.
shotgun in your mouth how many times?
Yeah, no, I'm such a masturbator to the point now. It's just like lancing a 15-inch wound. That's right, a 15-inch wound.
Wow.
But anyway, the thing is, like, with my wife, like, I now have to always initiate sex every time. So now I get annoyed, and I'm like, well, screw that. I'm not going to initiate it anymore. So now, like, the next time we have sex, I'm probably going to, like, pee in her or something. Like, I'm just so pent up because I'm tired of being like, can we please have sex? Can we please have sex? And now I'm just like, you know, I'm going to wait till you're begging for it, but she's not begging for it. So then we're in this, like, sexual detente where I resent having to ask for pussy. She doesn't want to give me the pussy. So I just beat off to backroomcouchconfessions.com like 4 times a day.
Which is the new sponsor of the show. I can't believe you put a plug in.
Right? Have you guys heard the new slogan? It looks like rape, but it isn't.
I was just talking to a guy in the business who knows
It's actually,
radio.
it looks like rape, but it's Japanese.
So it's pixelated.
Yeah, they blur the vagina.
Yeah, exactly.
I was
Blur
talking
the tears.
I was talking to a radio guy that's like big in radio, and he was talking about our podcast, and he's like, "You guys are getting really successful," and he's like, "The only problem is, you know, like, where are you going to get advertising? Who's going to advertise on your show?" And I'm like, I don't know, correctional institute.
Yeah.
Well, see, by the time this airs, we may already have advertising that's been slapped on the front of it, but you don't know.
Are there companies that make amyl nitrate?
Wait, I want to finish. We've never finished with psychoanalyzing us all.
Oh God.
No.
So I'm a narcissistic
He has a bit-
depression.
well, tell him about what is it? The DS.
The DSM.
The DSM. So on the DSM, you'd fall under.
What's a DSM?
Yeah, what's
It's like the
that?
Bible.
This
for
American
psychology.
candy.
It's
Dis American.
yeah. It's a book of pathologies, is what it is.
Right.
So what are they? They're like narcissistic complex, OCD. What else? Autism,
There's a ton.
borderline personality disorder. They're the worst, right?
Those are
Jason's
usually-
like a bukkake of all these things.
The bus stop wall of
There's-
psychosis.
Yeah. I think fetishism is also
Brian,
disorder.
there you go.
I don't have,
Having weird fetishes.
I don't have any weird fetish. I
You
mean,
like to come in armpits.
oh come on, I like to lick come out of armpits. Don't make this creepy.
What you do is you lube the girl's armpit up. You put your cock inside it.
Right.
Yeah,
You
you
give
fuck.
them an orange on the table, and they have to roll the orange. Right. And the muscles from the armpit massage the end of your cock.
Where did you learn that?
Fucking trial
Is
and error.
pussy not good enough anymore? I don't know.
No, it's funny. You know you're.
Pussy's not good enough
See-
after
When
the
do
first
we
time.
This
resort
is
to armpits?
this is why you didn't get a second date, sweetheart. You're not all that in a bag of fucking potato
I
chips.
didn't
You might
show
be
my
pretty
armpits.
from a distance if I'm squinting, but hey, I know you're gorgeous. Give them a
Wait. So Lily.
No, but-
I want to talk to Lily. So Jim's got a bit of narcissism. He claims to have manic or bipolar.
I have
disorder.
depression. I don't really have it.
But
as
so,
much.
Depression.
do you? If you're bipolar, can't you just be depressed? You don't have to have the bi.
No, you have
no,
to have
you
the
have to
bar.
have
You
the-
have to do the thing. Yeah.
Both criteria.
Oh, you do?
But I've got that more under control without drinking. I used to, and grabbing at things.
Yeah.
and,
Oh, so that was the manic.
Yeah.
Grabbing at things like
Grabbing at things.
random women.
Yeah. I was
From
hopeless.
authority positions.
And I still sort of do that a little bit.
Okay, so let's move on to me. What would you say I have?
Well, I think I would need to know more symptoms of yours.
Other than bad teeth.
Are you jumping on this fucking bandwagon too, Kevin Meaney?
Is there a condition called scurvy mouth?
Attention deficit disorder, maybe. I don't know.
I
See,
do-
I had that as a child. I was on Ritalin my whole
Yeah,
childhood.
a lot
but
of young males are diagnosed with that, and I think
it's bullshit.
it's
Exactly.
bullshit,
Me
too.
too. I'm just a young male.
I think it was just the way that my mum wanted to calm me down.
Oh, okay. Now we're gonna go over Brian because you don't know him well
don't know-
enough
you don't
to
know me that
judge
well,
him.
I would
Yeah.
say
Other than the fact
alcoholism.
Is gay still a condition in your book?
Right. Well, there's like books from like
And some
1950.
sexual fetishes.
Yeah, exactly.
Here and there.
I want to piss in you.
I want to fuck you after he's pissed in you.
Now let's.
My piss is pretty briny though.
I'm so glad my mom doesn't know what
Let's end with.
Your mother doesn't know what a television is.
Well,
Dimi, so cold. Dimi, I'm so cold. I just studied Dimi.
I reckon your mum has one eyebrow.
It's got like the jangles in
that
it.
winds all the way down to her pussy.
That's why my mom's pussy. I'll kick your ass.
No one's talked about it for years. What?
Gypsy cunts.
All right.
You're just jealous because you don't get it.
That's for sure.
Now let's
You don't get
She
any
has
cunt.
two other children.
let's finish this up with the dessert to this meal. What does Jason have wrong?
Jason.
Pass him a mic. No, you don't know. She has to talk to you.
All right, let's hear.
Jason, have you been feeling depressed lately?
No.
You're a liar. You tell me you're depressed all the time.
I haven't been feeling lately.
Oh, but-
Yeah, no, we just went go-karting. No one feels depressed while they're go-karting.
except for Duke.
Where is the depression dog? There you are, a little ball of misery at the floor. Duke's in the room with us, just fuck. If death was a dog, it would be Duke.
I found.
Oh, baby.
Look at that.
Look at Duke going. Where are the razor
up now.
blades?
Yeah, Duke's
How
going.
handsome he
If
is.
I had an audible thumb,
Yeah.
I'd cut myself.
All right, so if we put a bowl of food out and a bowl of cyanide poisoning, guess which one Duke will eat?
That's right, his own shit. No, keep on going. So, okay, depression.
In my opinion, because of the divorce, and I know he's been through a lot of trauma, I would
Yeah, those days at home not working must be fucking hard.
traumatic, doing the same thing over and over again at the coffee shop, talking to cute chicks and stuff. But I don't know. I think maybe major depressive disorder.
Major?
You said Asperger's. Why would you
And
say
Asperger's I said because...
It's a funny word.
Sometimes... because it has ass in it.
Two things that Jason likes.
I feel
Who doesn't
sometimes
like
he doesn't get
Asperger's?
some social hints here and there. Like, for example,
Like-
I
Whoa,
thought...
whoa, whoa! We can't just glaze over that.
He
one.
doesn't get some social hints.
You just tried to.
I get him.
What? Wait,
I just don't care.
What do you mean? What do you mean by he doesn't get social hints?
I think that he already kind of has his own idea of what something is that's happening.
Like the
and
date?
He's, yeah. And
He didn't get the picture when you pulled up in a little yellow school bus.
no.
I must admit, you did dress very whorishly at night because I was at the gig and
Yeah.
it was uncalled for.
We heard you
How
brought.
did I look like a whore?
We heard you brought two other tards with you.
You did bring
I
two
was
other
totally
tards.
covered up, thank you.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
My memory's hazy about the whole thing. In my memory, you're just like a schoolgirl.
In my.
Is that memory or fantasy?
Yeah. What is it when it's for the future?
Fantasy
Fantasy.
pictures. Yeah.
Yeah, so...
So
I
he
don't know.
mixes up things like that. It's like, so the date, his friendship with me and Eddie, these are things that he has in his
Wishful
head.
thinking, I guess.
These are wishful thinking,
No,
yes.
he's sweet.
I gotta
So
say,
like-
I gotta
like-
say,
I
like-
wouldn't diagnose
like-
him or anything. He's one of the most...
Oh, stop kissing me.
Yes!
So-
He's one of the most intelligent...
boo. Okay, Lily.
Wait. You were saying he misses social hints, like him thinking no means
Actually,
yes.
I think
kinda
one of the
shit?
biggest ones that gives it away is that when you're talking to Jason or if he's talking to you, he can't really see when you're checked out of the conversation or if you have to leave.
Because it happens
'Cause
for like 90% of the conversation.
And
if
he's
he
going
noticed
and
everything.
going, and I'm just like, Jason, I gotta go. And he's like, and then, and I'm like, I'd love to hear the rest of your story, but
All right.
How do you feel about this, Jason?
I don't know.
Okay, Jason, can I say we've never been that mean to you on the podcast? What she just did then.
Yeah.
He's such a, you're
No,
so
I-
We're
manipulative.
always joking.
Yeah, we're always joking. We're
Yeah,
always
she got
lighthearted.
that was serious.
That was
You guys are
serious.
such-
serious
Yeah.
stuff.
I had never
She was
got.
actually dissecting me. In a
I've
way
never
that made me
reached
feel
into your
really
soul and
uncomfortable.
say that people get bored of talking
It's
to
not
you and they phase
boredom.
out, have I?
It's just, there's like
Oh my God.
social.
I would like to cut your face up so you know what it's like to be Jason for a day.
Jesus, Jim.
Wow.
What's that?
No, she's had a life all fucking la-di-da with her hairy pits and her jippo mum and all that type of stuff. Enough out of you.
Wait.
All right, we're done.
No. I have one last question. Is what goes on here in this show, is this healthy?
Happy fucking birthday, Jim.
Is this healthy for Jason doing the show with us?
Yes,
It is.
I think so.
Yeah, it's an hour of company a week.
That just. Are you disappointed?
No, I'm not. I'm actually. Jim and I have been worried that you're going to kill yourself, and then we're going to be blamed.
Can you pass the microphone to Brian for a second? I want to tell a very nice story about Jason. Now, Jason, it was my birthday, and the other night, there's a podcast that will probably never see the light of day, where me, Eddie, Example, the rapper from Britain, and Jason went out and got drunk, and I hadn't gotten drunk for many.
It's now called The Lost Episode.
It's called The Lost Episode. That we're thinking of selling it on the internet. It's about 3 hours long. It involves more than alcohol. That's all I'm going to say. And it's a fucking nightmare. And it does. Example has sold over 1 million albums, and in the end, he's freestyling with Jason Hour on guitar.
Without shirts on.
Without shirts on while we punch Jason in the face. Now, the preamble to that night was, I said, I got this friend from Britain, I played a celebrity football match with him, that's how I know the guy, and we went off to the bar, and so I thought, well, I haven't drunk for a while, I'm going to get back on it just for one night, and then I was going drink for drink, and it was a British guy, and we were sort of egging each other on a bit. So the drinks were going pretty quick.
Oh, man.
And Jason was keeping up, and Eddie was just, I think you were spilling yours or something.
Yeah, I tried to stay somewhat sober to try to hold the show together. And I was still drunk, but I witnessed the entire 3 hours of the show along with Ernie, who...
no, but this is in the bar I'm talking about.
No, but I want to get to that. I tried to stay sober to try to maintain some semblance of a show, which didn't happen because you were uncontrollable beasts at
How
that
many
time.
drinks do you think you drank, truthfully? And what were you drinking? Beers?
We were drinking beers, but we were knocking them back quick.
How many? Because I probably...
15-minute beers, 10-minute beers, probably.
Yeah,
But how many beers?
7 to 9 pints, I think.
Then I had...
But then we
4 or
came
5.
back and we had a whole lot of alcohol here.
But but we did that in 2 hours or 2 and like from 9 to midnight, like almost like 9 pints
Jason,
of beer.
didn't you
Anyway,
come
this
home and
is
throw up?
my point.
Yeah, I
right?
ran up the stairs and puked as soon as we got here.
So we were going round for round around the bar as we always do, and so me and Eddie are mildly successful people. You know, we have a house to live in.
Right.
You know, so we got a little bit of money, and then our friend Example, who is $1 million albums sold, has obviously got some cash.
Sure.
So we're going round for round, and then it comes around to one person's round. Here we are. And then Jason, we go, all right, Jason, it's your round. He goes, I've only got $15. Now, if you remember, there's a story a couple of podcasts ago where we tore up his $1 bill. When he had $1 to go in, we tore it up and we threw it out the car window. That was the last dollar he had in the world. Now this time, he doesn't seem to learn. Why wouldn't he fucking learn? So we go, give us a look at these $15. I took the one. I didn't think for a second. No, it was $11.
Yeah, it was
$11. Right, there was a 10 to 1.
Okay, 10 to 1.
And so I took the $1 note and threw it in the candle that was on the table, so it burnt. Right?
Yeah. And they almost did it called the fire company. Like there was a big fire going off our table.
It really makes smoke, the American currency. And
You're not going to get your visa.
and Eddie tears up this $10 note and just sort of makes it rain over Jason's head, which I thought was a bit uncalled for, a tenner, but laughed my ass off.
I
And
said, you laugh in proportion to how much it costs.
yeah, no, it was worth $11 of anyone's money. That was money well spent. We were buying his drinks for the rest of the night, so he earned it back and everything. Anyway, so it's my birthday. He gives me a card. I open up the card. And there is that $10 note that he stuck together with sticky tape.
Really?
From 10 different pieces, perfectly constructed.
That
back
were
again.
thrown all over the bar.
Could you use that?
Yeah,
money?
it's a functional. You can take it in the bank.
Do you have it on you?
I got it upstairs, yeah.
Let me just describe what just happened.
Please.
Brian said, could you use it? And Jim put his hand down his pants to get, like it was going in his pocket, to grab the $10 bill. So everybody focused down to see this $10 bill. But no, Jim was just scratching his balls.
It wasn't even a scratch. That was like a juicy manipulation of like a distribution of fluids or something.
It was sitting next to
like you're wearing like these shiny Quicksilver shorts.
I forgot we got a new person here. Hold on.
You're going to show her it.
I'm just gonna do the tumor nut. Hold on, Lily.
Jim is showing Lalit his nut right now. And
Psychoanalyze that.
Brian almost got a picture.
Did I get
of
it? Damn it.
No. Lalit, I want to apologize on behalf of Brian for not, I want to apologize for Jim not getting that out quicker with you being able to see it. There you go. Now she saw it. And Duke actually woke up a little bit from his depression.
It's a lovely pink. Don't, I'll get done.
All right, enough with the nut.
Well, I'll never be in a Disney film if you do that. I've auditioned for Disney films,
Jason,
you know.
do you recognize that nut?
I don't know this happened, but I've been told since
In
this
the
happened.
lost episode.
I've only been told by him too.
In the lost episode, Jason touched Jim's nut.
No, I did.
Yeah, you did. With your machete.
Ernie was
Ernie
okay. So
Was it
yeah.
a poke or was it a caress or
It was a caress.
prelude to a
It was not.
kiss?
There's
It was
no
a
way
cupping.
I'd cup.
It was a
There's
cradling.
no way.
It was
There's
a
not.
cradling of the satchel. You cradled his satchel with your hand and gently moved it back and forth.
You see, I honestly do think that with you and Jim, and to a lesser extent Eddie, but I think you are in love with Jim.
Yeah.
I honestly kind of do weirdly. Like, I think you're gay, and the way that you acted out is you don't, and you engage these girls that are way the fuck out of your league. I mean, I don't know what you're thinking.
Who are you talking to, Jason or Elite here?
No, I think that you have true homosexual feelings for different guys that are kind of like father figures, guys that you wish you were more like, and instead of, but you kind of foist your affections on these beautiful, hairy Armenian women
To make you feel better about
to make you feel
yourself.
better for yourself. But in the end, you really want Jim to bend you over and just fucking bareback your shit.
Thanks, Brian.
Well, I don't mean I'm sorry. Like, I truthfully feel.
You know,
like
you know what?
He does. He's being sincere too. Yeah.
But it's fine. There are guys that because I don't don't talk to my own father. I don't know your relationship with your dad, but like there are guys in it through my life who you sort of fall in love with them, like these older guys.
It's like a bromance. You
Yeah,
call
but
it a
it's
bromance.
It's like
It's a-
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, you're right. You were locked here on the sofa.
I don't have homosexual feelings for Jim. I really don't.
I don't think you have homosexual feelings, but I
Alright,
think you
listen.
love him so much that if he wanted to fuck you, you'd let him.
Yeah, you would.
No.
I think you would let him fuck you.
If he played Ip Man,
Don't
well, he
listen
did
to
it.
him, Jason.
He's just jealous of
Don't-
our friendship.
Yeah,
is what it
hey.
is. The fact that we get along, they don't like it.
It
Yeah.
starts with go-karts.
Everybody wants to break you two up. It's like we all are.
Why?
Right.
Because we're all jealous of how much of your relationship.
I'm Jennifer and you're Brad and he's Angelina.
Did you have a good day today?
I did. Well, except for my cart died too.
Yeah,
My
you guys-
cat died as
Isn't
well.
it funny how your cart died on the lap that you guys lost?
I think you caused my cart to die.
Why do you think?
By just demolishing me to get out of your way.
Can you explain what happened?
You're just a rapist out there. You know.
What on the?
You're a violent racer.
I'm a violent racer.
Yeah, you race violently.
But I won.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think you're looking for the term violent racist.
I hate chinks!
All right, that's
Well, they are bad drivers.
It's kind of appropriate, frankly. You know.
No, that one can go
No,
too.
I mean-
Jason, but I beat.
bring it.
I won.
Yeah, you
right?
rammed me on 2 turns. You rammed me, and then finally on a
he
second
really
one,
wanted me to do it. You know.
Exactly. Why didn't Jim run me off the road?
There
Am I
was,
too fat for him?
I know.
Yes, he is.
there was a plan for you. Jim and I decided, because the way it goes, after the second race, they decide the pole position, how they're going to stagger the start. So the guy who finishes with the best times goes first and on down the line. So after the second round, Jason was in what? Were you in second?
Third.
No, I was a pole position too. I was second.
So Jason was in
Right.
second position. I was in third. Jim was in fourth.
Yep.
I decided.
There was people behind me, man.
Yeah. Well, not girls. We decided.
Girls and a jockey.
We decided.
You all done?
Sorry. We decided at that point, Jim and I, that there might be a chance that you just take off and
Because
win.
I'm not bad. I'm,
No, you were right.
Yeah.
You were third. You were second. You did good lap times.
I've never seen you so
I
focused.
beat you out for position.
Okay, yeah,
In
but
the second qualifier, I beat both of you
Where's
guys.
your trophy?
I haven't.
Lilith has my trophy.
Yeah, because she finished third. You
Yeah,
got
yeah.
beat by a girl who thinks you have Asperger's.
Lilith has your Lilith has your trophy, your dignity, your self-respect.
And none of your cum. All right, so you finished in second. I said to Jim, I pulled him aside, and Jim wants to win a trophy so badly. I said, Jim, this is what I'm willing to do. I do not want Jason winning this thing. So if after we had 16 laps, I go after about 10 laps, if I see I can't catch him or you can't catch him, I'm going to stop and wait for him to come around and lap me, at which point I'm going to ram him off the track. And Jim goes, I go, then you take the win and we'll share the trophy. And I go, you in? Jim goes, I'm in.
Did
So
you?
there
Did
was,
you?
No, but we took you
No,
up.
no.
We
I
took-
want to know, did you agree to that?
Yes, I did.
Why?
Because I hate you.
Who gave you a card?
No, I
Did
know.
any of your other friends
it's
bring
not
you
his
a
birthday
card?
yet.
It's not my.
It's
not
his
my
birthday go-karting celebration.
Yeah, it is my birthday.
I wore
You
the...
hear how he just said that like a
Next
4-year-old?
next year, for my birthday, we'll have podcast listeners come along with us.
Yeah.
That'll be a big thing. We'll have prize winners.
Big race day.
Yeah.
Big tournament.
We'll have 12 prize winners that can come out and race with us.
I just can't believe that there's been so much Machiavellian politics applied to go-kart racing, and no one here has Down syndrome. Like, honestly, I'm taking you go over there and I come over there. I want him to win. We're all reasonably intelligent people.
Reasonably.
You kind of bring the fucking bar down a little
He's
bit.
motioning at me.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't include Asperger's and Harry.
Harry. You combing that poor dog, wiping its ropey tears out of its eyes.
Look at that dog. She's patting Noose right now. Don't
Not
even.
Noosa.
Not Noose. Noose is a lovely dog.
What's
Full
that
of
dog's-
joy. Bit of
what's that-
sunshine in the room.
That dog's name?
That's Duke.
That's the Duke.
Duke,
The Duke.
Isn't that Gaelic for the Holocaust?
It's just look at its face. It's so sad. It's
cute.
constantly sad.
It's the only dog that would scratch at the shelter at the door to the gas chamber to try to get in.
Yeah. Whenever they walk by in the dog pound, they go, "We have to put down 50% of these dogs." The tag whales, tail wags, tag whales.
That dog's so lame at meows.
Hey, Dookie.
But Jason, we had that plan to ram you off the track.
But we took over you legitimately in the first
Yeah,
half lap.
First half a lap.
Yeah.
And why did that happen? How did it happen?
Well, you rammed me on the first turn,
Yeah.
and I held my position.
Right.
And then when we got to turn 3,
You skidded out.
I skidded out because I was like really just
I got your chemicals up.
my chemical. I was, and then the
You were what? Why? What happened?
I got actually on turn 3 I got spun out. I think you rammed me again.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I thought so. I was like, why did I spin out so bad?
And then I was pushing into Eddie, and I was doing fine, and then gradually my car got
Wait, so
weaker and
wait.
weaker
I want to
until-
know because I don't know. I passed you then.
Yeah.
Boom. You were just history.
And then everybody passed me because I was stuck for a second.
Oh.
And then I passed a few people to get.
No, you
or two.
didn't. No,
I
you didn't.
passed
You were
two.
behind me forever until you.
You didn't pass
I took over you, and then you were behind me forever
the rest of the race.
for the next 5-6 laps.
Yeah, and then like
There's people at home right now listening to this, just glued,
yeah,
just glued to their radios,
raptured.
They're gonna want to come go karting for sure.
their computers,
a lot.
their iPods.
Only more boring than go-karting is talking about go-karting.
No,
No,
it's
there's
not.
there's one other thing more boring than talking about go karting. Talking about paintball.
Actually, go karting was exhilarating. It was
Yeah,
a lot
no,
of
it's
fun.
a lot of. It's more fun than you
Yeah.
think it'll be.
It got you guys out of your depressions.
Yeah, it's-
maybe,
it
maybe we
did,
should get a
did.
fucking helmet for Duke.
It did cheer me up.
Maybe we should just drag Duke behind a go kart.
Yeah, like a lynching.
No, hey, this is Brian McCarthy. Lynching is bad. Follow me Twitter, Brian P. McCarthy. Lynching is bad.
You're not allowed to get Twitter followers out of this.
All right, fine.
No, we have to.
No,
'Cause
you-
no one knows who he is.
It's so true.
Joe Rogan listened to that episode about you, and he was like, "Who is this guy?" Like and Paul Provenza wants to meet you. You're becoming a little mini celebrity.
Well,
from
you
this.
guys are. I exist in your shadows, so thank you. It's nice to get out of the house.
You'd exist in Jason's shadow, and that's it.
I'm sitting in
a
his
lot,
shadow.
a lot of things exist.
I just
in
don't
his
understand,
shadow.
like with the color scheme, like I don't know, just pick up the neutrals and like that. You need more like earth tones.
No, I got to stick up for Jason here because Brian, you're one of the worst dressers I've ever met in my entire
No,
life.
I don't like.
Good morning, Mr. Pencil.
If we did a lineup
Pee
right
Wee
now,
Herman came into the room.
Lalit, if we did a lineup right now, we are in a police lineup.
Yeah, I wanna hear this.
And one of us had just raped a child. Just by the
Oh my God,
just
Brian.
just by the appearance of us.
And
which
don't
one-
take the cum stains on my pants into the equation.
Okay, so the four of us, Jason, Brian, Jim, and I, are standing in a police lineup,
Yeah.
and they say one of these people sexually molested a child. Which one, honestly, would you choose that
come on.
looks like the molester?
Don't do it to me.
I would have to go with Brian.
Here's my thing.
Number two.
Your
no-
shirt's tucked in.
Number.
Well, those little buckers kept pulling the thing out. You know what I mean?
Do you have a,
don't
do you
tuck
have
my shirt while
do
I'm
you have
raping
a van
you.
with a bubble window?
I've got an Astro. I've got a Caravan. Dodge Astro. Right. You kids like to watch VHS tapes in my van. Right.
I don't think kids know what that is.
Who's number two in the lineup? Who's number two?
Maybe Jim because he's wearing pink shorts.
But it
just trying
can't
to be
be me because number 3 in the lineup, Jason's wearing a Jim Jeffries t-shirt. Obviously a famous person wouldn't do it. Famous people have never molested anyone.
Gary Glitter.
I know, there's been a few.
Who else?
Just about me
Pete
for 1
Townsend.
second.
Pete Townsend never
I'm
molested, did he?
sort of cute
been-
though, right?
he's been
if I
accused
asked-
of it.
If I asked you out, you would go out with me, right?
Probably not.
Are you serious? No, that's bullshit.
All right, Lily, would you go with me?
Probably not.
Really, honestly?
Lily, would you go out with me?
Why are we talking about?
Whoa.
I'm okay with it.
I don't. Okay, no. Here's the thing. You guys are like in relationships and
No. None of this. No.
Let's say
Hard
all our-
reset.
All
no.
our wives and girlfriends are dead.
Right.
In
They
a
all went in a
horrible
skiing
horrible-
accident.
No,
Avalanche.
hot air balloon. Hot air
It
balloon.
would depend if I'm menstruating or not again.
What do you
How
mean?
horny am I?
All right.
Are you horny when you're having your period?
Yeah, I think most. People.
Yeah.
Kill, marry, fuck. And well, obviously,
Yeah, we did this to who did we do?
Meredith.
Meredith. Yeah, you have to kill one of us, you have to marry one of us, and you have to fuck one of us. Which one is which?
and one of them you can have as a gay friend because there's 4 of us.
Jason just got gay friend.
I would.
Did you just fucking
I
make-
stroked you. Yes. On your shoulder.
That's the most touch you're ever gonna get from her.
All right, so no. She's got to answer the question.
Pass.
Okay, no.
No, he's angry. I
So
wanna
he's
hear
gay
what he
Pass
friend.
said.
out to Can Jason answer for me?
Yeah.
No.
I think that would be
Please,
funnier.
you're doing. You're ruining airtime here. We want marry, kill, fuck.
Who would you marry?
Out of the
Jim.
you marry me.
Yeah.
Why?
And explain
Why would
why.
you marry me?
Because you're funny.
There you go.
What
Room
are
full of
we?
comedians.
I got married with
Because-
Meredith as well.
No, it was a toss-up.
And yeah.
Right.
Okay, so
I'm a good guy. You could live with me. Mm-hmm. You know,
be in a corner somewhere.
it's just.
I'd hit you back.
Okay. What's the next one? Fuck or kill?
Fuck, it'd be Eddie.
Why is that? I want to hear why.
Nice physique, isn't it?
You're the, well, you know, you have the body thing going on.
Is he better looking than me?
You guys, I think you guys are all good looking in your own way.
She's
Wow.
dodging answers.
I don't.
Way to
I'm
sit,
not a man.
way to sit on the
I
fat
think-
fence.
So wait, are you killing me?
Yeah.
I got killed.
Fine, we just met.
Brian, I'd trade with you on that one.
Thanks.
I'd rather die than be her gay friend, believe me.
What are you doing?
I was going.
Because I know a fabulous place to have
Are you
brunch.
upset right now?
No, I'll live. Well, I get to marry her. You can fuck her the once. I get to fuck her whenever I want.
You look like Duke right now.
And
She's gonna marry you. She's not gonna enjoy.
and I
fucking
get to
you.
pimp her out to
Spoken
Brian.
like
I was going to say,
Yeah.
no, I'm dead because I tucked my shirt in. Like, that's not very
Because
Christian.
all married guys get to fuck
Well,
their wives
do you-
whenever they
well,
want.
Lily,
Yeah,
do you
exactly.
wanna know-
Way to come over and just ruin the room. You called me not funny. You called Jim that you just want to marry him because that you just want his money because you think he's.
Yeah.
You told Brian he tucks in his shirt. He looks
Right.
like a child molester.
I'm-
Kill him.
I'm not
and you
as-
told Jason that he's a gay friend.
I'm
Awesome.
I'm not as good looking
now
as
we're
Eddie.
now we're gonna let Machete rape you.
Eddie has teeth like a fucking science experiment, and I'm not as good looking as Eddie.
She's the Armenian
You
9/11.
guys are all good looking.
No, you're full of shit.
Yeah.
Do you want to know this game? Kill, marry.
I'll give you a compliment. You have the sexual energy, though. You totally do. You do.
Sexual energy.
Oh, there we go.
Maybe you could get a trophy for that.
You're like a puppy in the pet store. Like you're very petulant until like you get one little scratch and you're back in the game. I love it. I would fuck Eddie. I mean, I'm saying like as a girl, like
All right. So Brian, same game, but Jason, man.
I has to be sort of the same thing. Like I kill him.
You'd kill Jason.
Yeah, kill Jason. I don't know if I'd marry you or I would marry Eddie because
I don't feel comfortable in this.
You don't make it. Hold on. You don't make as much money as Jim, but I don't think you're as crazy as Jim. I think it'd be easier to live with than Jim.
But we could enjoy food together, ice cream in bed, things like that.
Yeah, right.
You wouldn't get
He's
that
out
with Eddie.
running around, right, with his soy lattes and his
I don't eat soy,
weird
so I can
toothpaste.
taste
We'd have a more sensual relationship.
Yeah, but I like to get fucked. Like I think you do have a good sexual energy, so I would definitely. I think I'd marry. I'm going to stick with it. I'm just going to marry you, and then I'd like to fuck you, like again and again.
So
and not
you'd
once.
fucking cheat on me, you fucking asshole.
Jim, well, marry.
You would cheat on me with Jim.
All right, fine. I'm going to kill you.
He's
I'm gonna kill
fucking
you.
me before he marries you.
Yeah.
One last fling.
Yeah, like what
All
a
right,
bachelor
so
party
you
that would be.
promise if
and then
we-
we'd kill Jason at the bachelor party. and
Promise
eat
if
him.
we'd get married, you wouldn't fuck him after we get
Listen,
married.
baby, this dick needs to get wet, and your shit is dry as a bone.
Why don't you just involve me and stop being so precious about your relationship?
No, I'm not having
No,
threesomes.
just-
All three of us can get in there.
You know, you should listen to Jim once in a while. Let's go to a bed and breakfast.
Hey, who wants to?
Are we going to make Jason stand in the corner and watch and point at him and throw cum at him?
And then kill him and drown him in cum.
Who wants to whisper about what she can't hear?
I like the way her arms are toned. You have
This is
nice
still
toned
good.
arms.
Brian, you got to be careful that you can't see anything. You
gotta
say.
just be
If you just go like this, you can't.
I think she probably has I think she has big pussy lips. I'm guessing like kind of like I think like fried dough.
If we did a three-way, which hole do you want?
Oh, I would definitely pick the ass. It doesn't feel like cheating if
I
it's
think
the
her
ass.
pussy, but I think it's probably really sloppy.
Brian, you gotta use like a little bit more control.
Yeah, you can still do that. I'd use a mouth just so she shut the fuck up.
I'd like to fuck her face.
Yes.
Because I could grab her hair and hold really
She's
tight.
got not long. You can make knots with your hands, like tie her hair around your hand and knots, and like really throat fuck her until she
I'd
comes.
fuck her mouth with
got a
a
tight
toothpick in her ear.
Okay, I think she knows what we're doing.
All right. Hey, what's going on? I thought you were on the shitter.
Give it. Did you didn't hear anything we said, did you?
Thought you wanted to fuck me in my mouth? No, I didn't hear that.
Whoa!
Slow. This is a family show. Take it down a notch.
I think
Jeez.
someone heard something wrong there.
potty
Someone's
mouth.
got tickets on themselves. Fuck it up.
Really? How?
We said she has a nice mouth.
Yeah.
Full of Armenian goat meat. Well, that's a dish in Armenia, right? No, you're a vegetarian, aren't you? You said
I
you're.
am a vegetarian.
What's who's the most famous person to come out of Armenia?
Out of our
Shaka Khan.
Kirk.
Kirk Cameron?
No, fuck, what's his name?
Michael
Captain
Douglas.
Kirk.
No, well, Cher's Armenian. She's half Armenian.
Is she?
But
Who
she didn't
came
come
out
out of
of
Armenia.
Armenia?
Who was like a big star when you were a kid who's now broken the world market?
Eric Estrada.
No, he's
Charles
Sasquatch.
Aznavour.
Charles Aznavour.
Yeah, he's French Armenian.
Oh yeah, we love
Oh
him.
yeah, I love.
singer.
He's my
I love
favorite.
his films.
He is the.
Steve Damadian helped
Oh.
invent the MRI. He was Armenian.
He helped.
Did he help like in that
Yeah,
movie?
he actually he.
Mike University
Did invent
has
the
more
MRI.
famous people than
This
We
your
have a lot
country.
of famous people.
I bet you your
Andre
country,
Agassi.
like on MTV, just has soft rock ballads all fucking day. Just, I love you.
actually-
Even though you're hairy, I love you.
Just like all Lionel Richie wannabes.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear? I actually have a funny Andre Agassi story. So back over
The
the
last one went very badly. The one
Yeah,
about
it
the
did.
prison, it really
Yeah,
hurt our
Kirk
raisins.
Kerkorian. He's a billionaire. He owns MGM.
Oh, I know.
Oh yeah,
He
yeah.
was from Armenia.
He's
And,
Armenian.
and that and that
raped the
bloke
people
who,
and took all
Yeah,
their
he
money
came here
and
as a young
here and
child.
bought
I think it
everything.
was
and that bloke who makes rugs down at the.
You've been worshiping Jesus for
the guy who sells
1,700
you your
years.
marijuana.
And that's how that works out. Thank you, Jesus, for absolutely nothing. So this past summer, I was at the hotel. The hotel my wife works. We were up in San Francisco. My first time ever going there, and we're at the hotel. And I get in the elevator. We're there for like 4 nights. I get in the elevator, and Andre Agassi is there with his wife Steffi Graf, and they have kids, and they all get
They
in the
look like
elevator.
little Armenians.
They're little blonde, like really beautiful, like wealthy. You could tell they're just wealthy, 12-year-olds with, like iPad 2s and shit. Like there's like wealthy family. So they get in, and it's like over the course of the next couple of days, I kept seeing Andre Agassi in the hotel. And it was like every time I got in the elevator, we were sitting on the same floor. I'd hold the door for him and shit. So I started thinking in my head, like, he and I are like, we could be friends, like hang out or something. Because I don't give a fuck about tennis. I don't give a shit. But I'm like, and he seemed like a nice guy. And I'd read in that book that he did a lot of meth and shit. And he would play tennis with a toupee on, which I always thought. So I was like, this guy's kind of a fucking mess. So it might be a fun guy to throw in the mix somehow. So we end up, it's the last night that we're at the hotel, and I see him sitting with Steffi Graf. They're having like a date night or something, and my wife and I are at the bar, and I'm drinking, I don't want to sound like a gigantic homosexual here, but I was having a couple of lychee martinis. I like lychee martinis. I'm not going to hide behind the fact that I enjoy sweet, delicious $24 martinis. And so I'm having like 3 or 4 of those, and I see them in the corner.
That's what I call your daughter.
Oh, that's nice. So anyway, so basically...
It's actually what I call Jason, a lychee martini.
No.
That's
A $24 martini.
Nah, that's a leaky martini. So anyway, so I see him, and I tell my wife, I'm like, I'm going to go talk to Andre Agassi. And I was pretty fun. I had like 4 of these drinks in me, but I was a little fucked up. And so she goes, what are you going to talk to him about? And this is true. One of my friends back in the early 90s used to be in John McEnroe's band. John McEnroe had like a vanity project band where he would go to like discotheques in Paris and play like
I remember. He used to,
cover music
like
and
John
shit.
McEnroe and the Rackets.
Exactly. It's like Bienvenue, John McEnroe.
It's like Shaq rapping.
Something like that. Exactly.
It's
right.
called 40 Love.
It's good. I don't think it was even that interesting. I think it was like the John McEnroe experience. It was like really pretentious or something. And so anyway, so this very good friend of mine, he played keyboards in John McEnroe's band, and I used to get these things called candy flips. They were half acid and half ecstasy. And I used to sell candy flips to
What does that do to you?
Well, I tell you what, candy flips are fucking awesome because basically it's like you're on ecstasy. The thing about acid is acid gives you, it's a long thing. It's like 6, 7, 8 hours. But ecstasy is great, but it's short. So acid would give the ecstasy legs, if that makes sense. Like it would basically feel like you're on ecstasy for like 10 hours. It was a dynamite.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was a fucking great. It was the greatest drug I've ever done. I used to buy them from this gay guy who was, like for earlier, he was HIV positive, and I would buy him.
Why did you just point at me?
Because we were talking about that guy whose house in Elizabeth and the ugly girl. Okay, moving forward. So anyway,
He's HIV positive.
so anyway, so my friend would call me, and I would go up to. They used to live in Tatum O'Neill's apartment on 90th and Central Park West, and it was basically this like huge apartment. And I would go up there, and I would like sell these candy flips to John McEnroe, like fucking 30 or 40 or 50 of them. That is a beautiful ball. And I would sell this ecstasy, and so, but it was, I initially started to just sell it to my friend, and he would just give it to John. But then John McEnroe would walk around the house with like, because he's balding, he'd walk around like a do-rag, like a tie-dye do-rag on, and like cargo shorts, like playing a guitar around the house, and he'd be like, "Woo!" He was out of his fucking mind. So I got to like, I never like knew him, but he'd come down to me and he'd be like, "Hey man, thanks for the flips, brother," and like and it was like I would bang him out too. I'd make like $3,000 every time I went
So
up there.
McEnroe used to take these drugs.
Oh yeah, John McEnroe.
So you used to sell drugs
to John McEnroe. I used to sell candy flips to John McEnroe.
But we can't say that arrested by Jason.
Yeah.
Right, we can't. You probably can't even say this whole John McEnroe thing, unfortunately.
No, you can.
Do you see that what we're doing here? He's being truthful and honest and interesting because he's talking about selling drugs to John McEnroe. Meanwhile, you won't even say Tom Cruise's name.
Are you afraid of the Scientologists?
Yep.
Okay, that's valid. So if John McEnroe was a Scientologist, I wouldn't say shit. I'd be like, he's a wonderful tennis player. Moving forward, let's talk about the Armenian girl's pussy. So anyway, so basically, I drained my lychee martini, and it had the lychee in the bottom, and like it hit my mouth, so like the lychee juice like went over my face, and I kind of wiped my mouth, and I told my wife, I'm like, I'm going to go tell Andre Agassi that I used to sell ecstasy to John McEnroe because in his book he did crystal meth. He'll think it's funny. My wife's like, you're going to walk over to Andre Agassi and Steffi Graf and mention that you used to sell ecstasy to John McEnroe back in the early 90s.
So in your head, you're thinking because he's done crystal meth, he thinks any other story about drugs and a tennis player is interesting to him. That's like going, hey, this guy is from Nebraska. I know a guy from North Dakota.
No, it's common ground.
It is. There's,
I mean, enough common ground.
I think
it's all he had.
Yeah, I think there was a commonality there, and I think there still is. My wife goes, you know what? She goes, why don't you go knock yourself out. Go right ahead. So I, drain the drink. I walk over, and I'm like so full of purpose. But the closer I get to the guy, like he's laughing with his wife. You really just fart in the microphone?
Yeah,
That's great.
He's 12. He went
I went go-karting
go-karting
today.
for his birthday,
Too much steak, I'm tired.
and then cried because he's never gotten a trophy.
So as I walk over to the table, I get literally like a foot away from them, and he makes eye contact with me, and I just look at him and I just walk away. Like I completely shit the bed. I was just like, I can't do this. Like I just had a moment of clarity. You gonna fart too?
Idiot.
That's a virgin fart. That was just Lalit crossing her legs.
His ass just grabbed the foam covering off of
I
his
have
microphone.
I have a story about.
No, let him finish his story.
No, I'm done.
Oh,
I just walked away. I totally pussed
So
out.
let me get this right. Your story is you were going to talk to someone, then you
He
didn't.
didn't.
Hey,
Which
it's
I
my
was
third
gonna
podcast.
say,
I'm sorry.
If by any chance Andre Agassi's listening to this, because we know he's probably a big fan of the show.
Write to jimandeddie@yahoo.com,
Yeah,
Andre.
write to Jim and Eddie at yahoo.com or write to Jason at mercprod, MERCPROD at yahoo.com. There it is. He hates having his personal email
He
out
did.
there.
He had his email out
He
there.
gets
You can
so
always get a
mad.
new one. That's what famous people do. They change their phone numbers
Give
all
it
the
Twitter
time.
at Jason Hour now that he does, so you guys can Twitter him
What a
there.
terrible email. It's like Merckhead or something.
it's so fucking annoying.
It's like the .edus. I hate those things.
I did the same thing,
Go
though,
ahead.
that you're talking about with
Thank you.
John McEnroe, the Andre Agassi thing. I saw Chelsea Handler in Chai Venice. I was having dinner one night, and I'm at the bar having drinks, and I see her, and I had done her show before. So I see her across the bar, and I think, oh, there's Chelsea, and I didn't want to go over. But then we got eye contact, and she gave me the hi, and I went, oh, now I have to go over and say hi to her. So I start walking towards her
Right.
to say hi, and just as I'm doing it, I realized that she had said hi to someone else, and they're right behind me, walking towards her too. So now I'm trapped between the two of them as they're pushing me closer to her. So there's no way to turn around. So I just walked right up to her and I go, "Hey, Chelsea," and she stares at me like, "Who the fuck are you?" And I went, "I'm Eddie Ift. I did your show," and she went, "Uh-huh," and I went, I thought you said hi to me.
You actually went into the thing?
Oh, it was fucking brutal. It was just, there was no way out. And I just went, ugh, and walked away.
hello to me, but it's something behind you. Sorry,
it was awful.
She's a cunt.
I have no comment.
Yeah, we can't say anything.
What, you want to offend the Chelsea Handler Empire or whatever? She stopped banging the guy that started E, right? Or she?
Well, of course, she fucking has her own show. She's successful now.
I heard she does a ton of coke.
I don't know.
You don't know? Allegedly. I don't know.
Yeah, what are you whispering?
What are you whispering, Jason?
I was
Lalit's taking notes because occasionally we have to edit the show a little bit when things get really out of hand, and sometimes, especially when Brian's on the show, the N word gets
Don't say
dropped.
trigger.
And
Yeah, no, you can. We tell you not to say that word.
Yeah.
though.
I said trigger.
all right, but
I
don't
know,
say the.
I know.
I'm not saying that word, and it's all taken out of context.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
Yeah.
I had a black guy blow me, for Christ's sake. How racist can I possibly be?
You know what would have made you not racist? Blowing a black guy.
It's 40 acres and a mule right there.
Making a black guy blow you. That's
You know what?
fairly racist. In fact, that's
Get over here.
That's one of the most racist things I've ever heard. I made a black guy blow me.
I didn't make him. He offered, and I begrudgingly accepted.
The Duke is a black dog. Prove you're not racist.
His asshole looks pretty brown.
All right. So, but Jason, you just whispered. Did you tell her to delete?
no.
I think Chelsea Handler would call herself a cunt.
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
we've already discussed this on the
But
show.
she would-
We've both been on the show. We both didn't have a good experience.
Okay.
We have not been asked back,
I've not been asked back. No.
and so we're not.
Let me ask you guys a question. Who booked you on the show? Was it did the show contact you guys independently? Or?
I think my agents vouched for me.
Okay.
It was a misjudged situation.
And I think the head of talent called my agents for me, and the head of talent used to be my agent's assistant.
Okay.
So there is that like Hollywood thing.
Now-
And he thought it was a good idea to have me on, and turned out not to be a good idea because I made a lot of rape jokes.
Now, by the time this episode airs, I would have already been on George Lopez.
Yeah.
I'm going out on a limb and saying it went badly. So I don't know, because people can write into us now.
Hopefully, when I get back from, we tape a lot of, we're banking up a lot of episodes because I'm going to Australia for a couple months. But hopefully, when I get back, the episodes are going to be very timely, and we will be able to discuss things like
Yeah,
that.
we can't do them weekly at the moment because you're away.
You should do like predict like events that'll happen. You're like, I can't believe Egypt was overthrown and the Islamic Brotherhood's in place, and you could.
Yeah, but see, even you saying that right now, Egypt could have gone to shit right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, like right now as we speak, if we turn on the TV, Egypt could be gone.
Yeah.
do we really miss it?
No, but Sudan separated. There was
Oh yeah, North and South.
It all looks the same to me.
I was just saying.
Oh, is Sudan separated into North and South?
Yeah, they did.
Like the Carolinas.
It really is.
Yeah.
One's marginally shittier than the other.
So you got the Carolinas.
One's allowed to have fireworks.
That's funny.
I got to go back and I got to write my set for George Lopez.
How many minutes are you doing?
Well, I got to do 4, but I've never done a 4-minute set where I haven't been racist against Mexicans. So I don't know how it's going to turn out.
I think
for
that's
me.
his entire audience.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think this gig's going to go well, but I've been told by people to do it and that it's going to be a great gig. So fingers crossed.
What do you mean? People said to do it. Why? Because it's good for your.
I don't even understand that, because it used to be that you did like a 4-minute set on TV. Like back in the 80s, even the 90s, you did the Tonight Show. You did well, and the next thing you know, every single
There's so many
your
shows
whole tour
now.
was sold out.
Right. There's so many shows
Now you get you go on Chelsea Lately. You'll be seen by 10 times more people than you will doing one of those shows. So the amount of effort you have to put in for that 4-minute set when you can just go on, a fucking podcast,
Right.
and talk for
Sexual
an hour.
energy there, Lily. Sexual energy.
Just don't say anything disparaging about churros. They love their churros. Those crazy bastards.
Lilith, has anything changed since sitting in on this episode? Do you feel differently about any of us?
I feel like I know you guys a little more now.
Okay, are you a little more
Feel
disturbed?
closer.
Are you disturbed?
No, I'm.
I love the fearful voice before a rape.
You know what I like though is that Lilith has sat in. She's taken it like a man or
Yeah.
a victim, and I think we're actually auditioning replacements for Lindsay.
Wow.
So
You laugh too much down, Mike.
yeah,
That's my biggest problem.
You got to put on some weight.
yeah,
Aw.
you'll have to get fatter and have a more acidic vagina.
Yeah, and
Right.
those breasts need work. They're not up to
know.
Lindsay
Can I
standards.
ask you just a quick question though? We were talking about sexual things earlier. What is your favorite sexual position? What do you like to do sexually? What do you?
With Jason crying in the corner.
Right.
Is that a position?
Covered in chopped up dog meat.
Crouching Jason.
I don't think you guys
Hidden
deserve to know
self-esteem.
that.
Yeah, I think we've just crushed him this episode. Anytime there's a girl on that he's attracted to, he kind of clams up. And
Now, so what is your favorite sexual position? What do you like to be? You like to be on top? Do you like to be
After
playing?
this episode, I think I'm asexual now. So
The anus. Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent.
The old balloon knot.
do you like the plunger where the guy stands over you and just plunges down in you like Acme Dynamite?
I hate the plunger. I hate those ones that you think you should do because we're fucking and we're wild and
You know what,
I'm
though?
gonna pick you up.
I like the
and I'm
plunger.
gonna
I like the plunger because I swear to God, doing all this CrossFit shit that I do, we have to do so many squats that it's just I get up there and bam, bam, bam.
Aren't you worried your dick's gonna like go back in? And I'm always worried it's gonna bend in the middle or something. I'm
Yeah,
always
no,
worried-
you can break the ligament.
explain. You mean
Yeah,
the
it's called
banjo?
a gubernaculum. And it's the suspensory ligament of the penis.
yeah, I don't want to break my
And
gubernaculum.
And if you're not careful, you can actually snap that thing, and then your dick will point at the floor.
And now, where does this just come in on the autism spectrum that he knew?
Yeah, no.
the answer to that?
Where did you? How did you know that? How did you know that?
I had a roommate in college. I was in medical school, and he told me all kinds of interesting things.
How many other weird things like that do you still have in your head?
I have
Doesn't
no
mean it's
idea.
a fact.
You know, you can look it up.
but-
Gubernaculum.
even
Goobernaculum.
All right,
Gubernaculum. Wait. I just want to mention another thing that I forgot to mention that I have to ask him about. I sold one of my cars last night, and I got rid of it and emptied all the shit out of my trunk. And I found a bat-like sword.
Is it wooden?
Yes.
Oh, that's my grandpa's nightstick. Can I get that from you?
It's not a nightstick.
Why is your
It's-
grandpa's nightstick in the
Oh, you
trunk
mean
of
like
my
a
car?
nightstick, like
Yeah,
what
he
a
was a
cop would have?
bartender. He was a bartender. That's
Oh,
what he kept.
okay, yeah.
Why
Why
is
would
that
he?
in my
Why
car?
would he not just keep a baseball bat?
Because when I moved out of storage, it was in the car, and I didn't want to put it in here, you know.
Why do you have a stick like that?
That's my grandfather's stick from
Don't-
when he was a bartender.
Yeah,
he,
idiot.
He died in my arms. That's like one of
Now
the
you-
things I
way
got
to-
left.
Way to ruin the show. Way to die in your arms from comments like that?
No, was he beaten with a wooden stick?
Chronic Asperger's.
Was it boredom? Was it being fucked too hard by Lilith?
Was it a DNA test that proved he was your grandfather?
Oh, that's funny.
Why are you keeping the stick? Out of sentimental value?
Yeah.
So because it's like a blood on there for the people he beat to death.
You know how many donkeys
Yeah.
Dad
You know-
offered?
Do you know how many people have like their old like grandfather's war memorial fucking medals? And this is the thing. And then Jason, this is the stick he had when he was a bartender. My grandfather was a bartender.
Actually,
And he beat guys in the dick and gave them a gastronomy.
What do you mean you can't pay for your brew? Here's a knuckle and you'll never forget.
Where was he a bartender?
at the VFW, and
Those veterans get out of control.
no, actually, my grandma got her teeth knocked out in a bar brawl in there.
Yeah.
No, there was some
That,
shit.
that woman never listened.
No, this is Massachusetts, man.
Put a pot of coffee on hour 2.
I would pay money to see pictures of your grandmother and her nub mouth.
She was technically a midget, actually.
Yeah, no, she was just beaten down.
with a wooden bat.
She was like 4'9".
Yeah, no, she just had her fucking knees smashed in. And she put shoes at the bottom. She was doing that old trick.
His grandmother was Tim Conway. Dwarf on failure.
So you're
So why did he die in your arms?
I was the first one there.
There, where?
What do you mean?
at the murder.
But I mean, was he in the hospital?
Maybe,
Like,
maybe he wouldn't have died if you didn't try to pick him up.
Yeah.
Let him sleep in his bed. He might have fucking lasted a bit longer.
Did you hug him hard like you do the rest of us?
No.
No, I pet the rabbit.
Yeah. Did you love him too much?
Pretty bird.
Let's get these
Pretty
tubes
bird.
off of him.
Yeah.
Come on,
Were you shaking him with your arms, going, "Give me the bat"? Were you hugging him because your grandmother couldn't get up to the bed?
I can't. You still agreed to like spin me out in the race today with Eddie. I'm kind of
Oh my
about that.
god!
We have to manage your fucking mental health.
I didn't do it though, did I?
But you agreed to it
But I didn't do it.
because you didn't have to do it. But if the scenario presented itself, what would you have done?
I would have spun you.
Exactly.
Jason, I had dreams of you sitting in the what's the area in the middle of the track called the
I don't know.
you know the pits or whatever. I wanted to see you bounce over the fucking side rail and be lying there and just drive past and wave to you.
You know what this is like? This is like when Full Metal Jacket, when like Matthew Modine like hits him with the soap bar. You know,
We've
and-
already said this before. Full Metal Jacket.
Have you really? Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's your just hi Joker.
Yeah, private pile. Yeah.
Yeah. So all right. Well, sorry, I don't listen on the show.
He's already starting.
I
to
could
talk.
eat the peanuts out of your poo, boy.
He's already starting to talk out of the top of his eyes. You know, like he leans down and looks up with his eyeballs. Well, let's really plug this because we're not good at that, and people are getting upset because they don't hear email addresses and Twitters and all that shit. But we now have a good website. It's Talking Shit.
Our fan page on Facebook is a bit weak, though.
Well, by this time,
It'll
it's
be
going to
good.
be
It'll
great.
be good. We have a web page.
We have Luke the Albino now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Luke the Albino is the master of the web universe and is taking care of the show. So if you need anything from us, just send us an email.
If you'd like to see naked pictures of Lilith, go to any web page on the net.
Jim and Eddie at yahoo.com.
Mm-hmm.
Talking Shit is the website. Talking Shit, you can go to the Talking Shit fan page. You can go to either Jim and I's fan pages. You can go to our fucking regular web pages. You can go to Brian McCarthy. What do you have there?
I have. You can Twitter at Brian P. McCarthy or Brian McCarthy Comedy on the Facebook, and of course BrianPatrickMcCarthy.com.
Jason, do you have anything?
Yeah, I've got a Twitter. Jason Auer. It's JASONAUER.
AUER.
It's my
spelling.
AUER, because people always spell it HOUR because they think of the hour of power.
Hour of power.
But it's AUER.
Look, he looked at the floor when you.
Shut up. That was it, everybody. Thanks for listening. This is
Thank you.
Talking Shit.
Talking shit.